was my first art program on a computer? I don't know if I can remember the name of it, but there was this Photoshop-esque app. It might have even been Photoshop, but at the time I wasn't really, you know, this was in 5th grade for me, and I had moved here from a state where we didn't really have computer class, and so now all of a sudden we just had like a part of the day to just go and mess around on computers. You could play games, you could put together like stories with pictures, and there were some art applications. KidPix was one of them, but I don't know if that's really necessarily an art application. Whatever this one was, some kind of like paint shop kind of thing. It had a gradient tool, and I'd never really seen a gradient before. So, you know, gradients aren't all that impressive now, but at the time I was really impressed by it for some reason. So I made this canvas with a red to black gradient, and I thought it was really cool, so then I printed it out, because they'd let us print out stuff. And I got in trouble for that because I used up a bunch of ink, apparently. I mean, I didn't know, you know, it's like I've never used a computer. I have no concept of buying ink. Again, this was in 5th grade, so I got in trouble for that. Not in big trouble, they just, you know, they explained like why that was not good to do, because ink is expensive in the 90s. Just to elaborate more, I also used Mario Paint, which was a Super Nintendo game. I know I've talked about that a lot. I've even done a live stream for Mario Paint, but Mario Paint really kind of trained me to do what I do nowadays. It trained me in audio production and in animation. You know, you could kind of say that's kind of video production in a sense. Graphic design, illustration on a computer, or it wasn't really on a computer, but it was on a video game system, which is very similar to a computer. You're still drawing with a mouse. I mean, it's basically the same thing. So Mario Paint was probably a big influence on me. Before that, prior to any of that, I had a VTech, or I think it was a VTech, some sort of thing that plugged into the VCR into the TV through like a coaxial cable, and you could actually use it to draw on the screen. It was very rudimentary. It's kind of like a drawing tablet, but didn't have pressure sensitivity, and it was like, you know, very, very, it was almost like kind of like an Etch-a-Sketch, like a digital Etch-a-Sketch in a sense. Like you draw on the screen, but the tablet itself wasn't very sophisticated.